Hi guys, today we'll be continuing with pattern rules if you remember that from last week's lesson, lesson 6, and we'll learn how to use them in bar graphs and use them in real life too. So let's start with a review. How many pennies have the same value as 6 nickels? So this number, whatever this number is, would be the same value as 6 nickels. Let's see here. So 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 1 equals 3, 3 plus 1 equals 4, and so on and so forth. So we can see that the pattern rule here, and the number of nickels first, is plus 1 every time. So 1 plus 1. And then the number of pennies, we can use that same rule, except with a different number, of course. So what plus what? What plus 5 equals 10? You're right, it's 5. So plus 5. And so the pattern rule here is plus 5. And then we can use this pattern rule throughout the rest of the number of pennies. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. Sorry guys, that wasn't the best looking number, but 25 is what 20 plus 5 is. And then lastly, for 6 nickels, there are plus 5, 25 plus 5. What's 25 plus 5? Yes, it's 30. So 30 pennies have the same value as 6 nickels. 30 pennies 30 pennies for 6 nickels. Alright. Now let's go down to a bar graph. Let's see here. The first question asks, how many books does Ben read each week? From here, we can just look at Ben's name. Ben's right here. And then how many books does Ben read each week? Let's see. Ben, his blue is filled all the way to the top. And the most number of books he can read is 10 books. So since the blue is filled all the way to the top, Ben reads 10 books each week. The second question asks, how many books do Susie and Carl read altogether? Susie and Carl. So let's look at Susie and Carl's. Susie reads 2 books. And then Carl reads 1 book. So we can just do 2 plus, let's see. We can do 2. Sorry guys. Plus 1, which equals, what does it equal? 3. So in total, Susie and Carl read 3 books altogether. Let's put 3 here. 3. And then it asks, who reads the fewest books? So if we scroll back up here, we can see Susie reads 2 books, Carl reads 1 book. So let's mark that since that's the least amount we've seen so far. 1. And then Ben reads 10 books, which definitely isn't the least. Beth reads 6 books, and Arvi reads 5 books. So which one has the least? Yes, you're right, it's Carl, because his graph is only filled to the first book. The rest have more than 1 book each week. So Carl would be the least amount of books. Carl would be the one who reads the fewest amount of books. And then the last question asks how many more books does Ben read than Ari? So since we're comparing and since we're contrasting Ben's books and Susie's books, what symbol would we use? Oh. Yes, you're right. It's subtraction. So we're finding the difference between Ben's books, 10 books, and then Susie's books, which is 2 books. 2, and then 10. So 10 minus 2 would equal what? Yes, you're right. It's 8. So the difference between Susie and Ben's book, or the amount that Susie reads and Ben reads, is 8 books. Now, let's go down to a word problem. Let's see here. 8 people like red, 10 like green, and 7 like blue. How many people in all like red and blue? So the key words here are red and blue. So we just have to find the red and blue. So is this red? Yes. Is this red or blue? No. So we wouldn't count. We wouldn't count these people because they don't like red or blue. And 7 like, what does this read? Yes, it reads blue. So we'd have to add the people that like red, which is 8 people who liked red, and then 7 plus 7 who like blue, and then we'd have to add it together, which would equal what? 8, 9. Let's add 7 with our fingers. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 people in all like red and blue.